What's good, YouTube? It's Justice. I used to be Pay, and today I'm back with another video. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that. It helps me out a ton. But in this video, I'm going to be starting something new on my channel. And this little series that I'm starting is going to be called My Worst Takes. Now, it's called My Worst Takes because the things that I'm going to say in these videos are probably not going to be very popular. Or at least I know for a fact most people don't really agree with what I'm saying. So I'm starting this series kind of as like a little thing to put out there. Firstly, just because it's my channel and I want to do something new, but also because I want to see if I can find like a group of people who have the same opinion as me in hip hop. I want to see if I can find kind of an unspoken for minority and bring them together in one video and in one comment section to see if there are actually people who think like this or I'm just making this up. So most people, when they see this video, probably are going to skip it if they see it on their little like timeline, or they're going to watch the video and just completely disagree for the most part. But I think there will be a group of people who get under the comment section of these videos and agree with me. So most people will probably see this and think I'm tweaking or think I just don't know what I'm talking about. But in this video, I'm going to talk about why I believe Business is Business is extremely underrated. I think it's a very underrated project. I think it's actually fairly good. Now, if you don't know what Business is Business is, it's Young Thug's latest project. And obviously this project was released while Young Thug was in jail. So it wasn't like Young Thug fully had the creative control of this album. It wasn't like he had his fingerprints all over. I mean, it was his album. But then again, you know, there's only so much you can do from behind bars. So this album was mostly curated by Metro Boomin. And honestly, it was not released to a whole bunch of excitement. Most people weren't really too high on this, at least online. People just weren't really feeling this project and they were just kind of jaded towards the whole thing. And I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of people's negative reaction to this album is partially due to the whole Gunna situation. Because if you weren't really paying attention around that time, Gunna dropped his album, his first project since he came back from the whole YSL case thing. Did he snitch? Did he, you know, the whole situation that was there. And he dropped a project titled A Gift and a Curse, and it was very well received. Everyone loved the project. It was super good. It was a very good project. But then, actually, I think it was like the night of A Gift and a Curse dropping, pretty much everyone in the industry, the Marvel super team of the industry, started posting like this little barcode, which led to like a countdown to Young Thug's next project. So it kind of felt like the industry was trying to undermine Gunna's release, obviously, because, you know, people felt like there was, you know, the Gunna side of things. Then there was the Thug side. Oh my God, he snitched on Thug, so the whole industry is against him. And then like people were kind of looking to pick a side. And of course, Gunna dropped a fire project. So when you drop fire music, people are going to take your side. Like it does not matter what you did. As long as your music's good, there's going to be at least, you know, a solid group of people that are going to take your side in whatever conflict. So people were starting to take Gunna's side, especially because not only had he dropped a really good project, but it also kind of felt like Gunna versus the industry, right? It was like Gunna by himself with no support. And then there was obviously the Thug side of things. And there's Lil Baby, there's 21 Savage, there's Lil Durk, there's Drake. And it all kind of felt like everyone was tag teaming up against Gunna. So in that type of situation, nobody wants to root for the machine. Like when we look at things that are industry versus individual, most people tend to take the side of individual. Now, again, Gunna's project was really good. Don't get me wrong. And I will admit that Gunna's project is better than Business is Business. It is. But I think that all kind of played a role in people having such negative feelings towards Young Thug's album. It kind of felt like people felt like they had to kind of shit on Thug's album because they liked Gunna's album. It was kind of like the fans were picking sides and they wanted to see the underdog, which was Gunna in this situation, overcome the industry. And Young Thug's album, Business is Business, was kind of the industry trying to push down Gunna. Because not only was it like announced during Gunna's release, it was released the next week. It was literally released the next week. And then there was an audio that came out, which people didn't believe, which was real, where actually Thug wanted to drop it on the same day. So it was very clear that there was some sort of attempt to kind of undermine what Gunna was doing with A Gift and a Curse. And people saw that and really didn't like it. They really didn't like the industry kind of trying to chop Gunna's knees out. And so they saw Business is Business as the industry trying to suppress him. And as a result, they shitted on it. Now, they also didn't really like the project in general, but I think that played, you know, into the whole them being so negative towards the project. Yet when I listened to this project without the storyline, without the Gunna versus Thug, did he snitch? Oh my God, YSL. When I just listened to it just to listen to it, I think it's a fairly solid album. I think it's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to act like it's the best album that was released in 2023 or anything like that, but It's very good. Some of my favorite songs of the year are found on that project. Songs like Jonesboro, which honestly was definitely in my top 10 of 2023. Jonesboro was one of my favorite songs of the year. And also a song like Uncle M. Songs like Mad Dog, Oh You Went Through It, and Abracadabra are, again, great additions to this track. Like, I think there are some gems on this project. And I think Drake delivers a good feature. I think 21 Savage has a solid feature. I know he's on here twice, but he has a solid feature. Same with Drake. One of them's really good. One of them's, whatever. Lil Uzi gives a good feature. And I think Travis gives a good feature as well. So I think this project has a lot that is there to work with. Like, there's a lot here that I still listen to this day. Like, this project is good. Now, I'm not going to act like it's perfect. I'm not going to act like there aren't some bad moments. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you this project's a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Maybe not even 8 out of a 10. But I think it's still a good project. Like, people were crapping on this project like it was just pure buns. Like, they treated it like it was a 3 out of 10, like it was one of the worst projects of the year, and it shouldn't have even been released. Like, people moved on from this project so incredibly fast. I think it went from like 80K first week to like 30K the next. Like, people just were not listening to this project and haven't been ever since. And I really think it's become extremely underrated. Again, it's not perfect. There's issues all over it. I understand that. And again, it wasn't even made by the man whose album it is. Like, it wasn't curated by him. It wasn't like he had this album lined up, then he went to jail. Like, no, this was kind of put together in the middle of this process. But even still, I think it's very solid. And if you were one of those people who like heard this album in like the middle of like the whole Gunna thing and you were like, man, I'm team Gunna, man. Gunna, I would have told too. I want to be in Miami with the BBL girls on the yachts. I want to be in jail. Like, if you were like that during that time period, just kind of picking sides, I think you can go back to this album and actually pick out a lot of stuff that you might like or might like even more than you thought you did initially. Now, again, this is called My Worst Takes because a lot of people probably aren't going to agree with this, but I just really think this album is extremely underrated. And if this was released outside of the whole Gunna, snitching, YSL, industry versus Gunna thing, I think it would have been much better received by most people. But then again, I might be wrong. I might just be talking. It might just be a completely trash album and my ears are on backwards. Who knows? But I really do think this project is a little underrated. I think it's actually a lot better than people give it credit for. And I think that the whole A Gift and a Curse thing and that storyline really massively overshadowed it and didn't allow people to enjoy this album, because you can do that to yourself. You can put a storyline in your head and not allow yourself to enjoy something. That is very true. So I think if you go back and listen to it, you'll pick out a lot of hidden gems. Even a song like Hellcat Kenny, which isn't really talked about a lot. Like, these are all very, very good tracks that are on this project. So I think you should go back and re-listen to it if you don't know what I'm talking about. If you think, man, what does this do? He's just yapping. I think you should go back and give it a chance. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. If you made it this far, I greatly appreciate it, though. Have a good day. Be safe. Be blessed. Peace.